Samoan spike to Roman Reigns.
JRW live. Hit the aisle, stack the card, chase that rare one, play it smart. Bobby Joe right by his side. JRW live ride. JRW live, let's go. Toy hunting shows on the road. Figure reviews, bold predictions too. WW week breaking it through. JRW.
What's up, JRW? Today, set review Monday Night Raw. They kicked off the show with Stephanie McCare coming down to the ring, pretty much talking about how she's coming for Liv Morgan in the World Heavyweight Championship, and then she's interrupted by Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Stephanie McCare says, "You guys are afraid. Why you guys are at the entrance stage?" They come down to the ring, they jump her, beat her up, and everything like that. Here comes Becky Lynch for the save. They beat up the Judgment Day. Stephanie McCare, Becky Lynch hold them off. Becky Lynch and Stephanie McCare start beefing, and that's when the Judgment Day get back in there. They jump everybody. They lay out Becky Lynch, and then they lay out Stephanie McCare, and they stand tall over Stephanie McCare. And it looks like Becky Lynch and Stephanie McCare are their own worst enemy because of them beefing with each other. They got beat up by the Judgment Day. Then we had the same old Javon Evans facing JD McDonough. I swear, Javon Evans matches are the exact same every single match, and honestly, I don't understand the hype over him. I honestly, personally, cannot stand Javon Evans. I think he's severely overrated, and all he does is the OG cutter, which of course that's what he does. OG cutter to defeat JD McDonough. Otherwise, I just find him really annoying. But yeah, he defeats JD McDonough with the OG cutter. And I was sitting there watching with Bobby, and I go, "Oh, I guarantee Javon Evans wins with an OG cutter," which he did. And I go, "I guarantee Big Cass shows up and beats him up." Well, Big Cass shows up, beats him up, and then Javon's laying there. He goes, "Oh, that's enough. That's all you got?" While he's walking away, so Big Cass comes back. Javon starts beating up Big Cass, and then Dirty Dom out of nowhere throws Javon Evans into the turnbuckle, and then Big Cass absolutely destroys Javon Evans and stands tall once again. I love seeing Big Cass being back and everything like that, but they got to change it up. Let him actually wrestle a match because he's yet to wrestle, and he's been in the company now for literally almost a month. It's gonna be a month and a week. Rey Fenix went one-on-one with El Fiscal. I think I'm saying it right, or El Fiscal. I don't know. But it was the number one. It's the move on in this tournament to become the number one contender to face Roman Reigns in Mexico City. And Rey Fenix picks up the victory, so he's moving on to the semifinals. I called it when they announced this that the finals is going to be Rey Fenix versus Penta brother versus brother, and it really looks like that's what's going to be. This match wasn't half too bad. I just have no interest. I can't get excited about these matches because it's so obvious. We're going to have this tournament just for Roman Reigns to squash whoever he faces in Mexico City. So, yeah, I really just could care less about these matches just because of the fact that I know Roman Reigns is going to squash whoever he faces. Then Sol Ruca went one-on-one with Lila Valkyria. It wasn't a number one contender match or anything like that, but they were acting like Sol Ruca wins. She gets to go after the Intercontinental title again. I don't know. But she defeats Lila Valkyria. I feel like they've completely ruined Lila Valkyria with her new character. I feel like they've just buried her since she beat Bayley and everything like that. But Sol Ruca picks up the victory with her Soul Snatcher. And honestly, I don't know. I just feel like Monday Night Raw is so copy and paste right now. I'm really getting tired of watching Monday Night Raw, but Sol Ruca defeats Lila Valkyria. Then there was another World Heavyweight Championship tournament match for the Luchadors. It was Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Dragon Lee, and Dragon Lee picks up the victory, moving on to the semifinals. I believe he's going on to the semifinals to face Rey Fenix, and Penta's facing La Parka, which La Parka's match was in AAA, and then whoever wins each match obviously will move on to the finals, and then we'll go on to Mexico City to face Roman Reigns, which, like I just said a couple seconds ago, it's going to be Rey Fenix, Penta, and then I guarantee Penta wins, and then Penta's going to get his ass beat by Roman Reigns, which is just so freaking stupid. But this match wasn't half too bad either. Like I said, I can't get excited because I just know what's going to happen. Then Braun Breaker came down the ring, and he's all freaking pissed off. He's just all ramped up about Femi and like that, and he calling himself the future. And then Paul Heyman comes down the ring, and Paul Heyman, he's kind of just yelling at Braun Breaker like he's a kid or something like that. And Braun Breaker's like, "Tell me, who do you think the future is, Paul Heyman?" And he goes, I'm not going to answer that, blah, blah. And then Femi comes down to the ring. They're beefing and everything like that. And then Braun Breaker's like, "How about we fight each other right now, tonight?" And Paul Heyman goes, "If you make one more step closer to Femi, you can say goodbye to me." I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Paul Heyman said, he goes, "I already handled this. I talked to Adam Pearce. It's going to be Braun Breaker versus Femi. It's Sunday night's main event. This is going to be absolutely insane." Man, they are really building up Sunday night's main event. You got Braun Breaker, Femi, and now you got Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Man, Sunday night's main event better freaking cook because they got two banger matches right now. let these guys, and I can't remember if Sunday night's main event still has that time limit problem with if it's on TV. I hope not, because just let those two matches just absolutely cook on that show. Then it was Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship, and this was by far the best match of the night. Rey Mysterio, the crowd was going absolutely insane for Rey Mysterio, getting super hyped over him. He got like all his moves in 619 and everything like that. It almost looks like Rey was gonna win. I was like, whoa. I literally was like half paying attention. I sat down and like started staring at my TV. It was like, whoa, what's going on here? Crowd's getting hyped, but he goes for a frog splash. Chad Gable puts his knees up and he gets him in the ankle lock. Rey breaks a free. He gets him back in the ankle lock. Then Rey rolls up Chad Gable. Chad Gable kicks out, but continues the roll up, rolls up Rey. 1, 2, 3. Chad Gable defeats Rey Mysterio. Afterwards, Rey Mysterio shows his respect to Chad Gable, putting his title on him, raising up his hand. Cool moment. Honestly, by far, best match of the night, and I'm continuing to like this Chad Gable Intercontinental title run. Kind of felt interesting and odd that he fought Rey Mysterio, because I feel like Rey Mysterio was getting really close to the end of his career, but they put on a great match. Then it was main event time. So Solo Sikoa was going to be delivered to Roman Reigns by Jey Uso. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably saw I was posting a lot in this main event. I just find it so stupid that this was the main event over Intercontinental Championship match. I'll die on that hill that if the Intercontinental title or any kind of mid-card title should be the main event of the show if it's being put on the line, not Roman Reigns. Like, I don't give a shit who it is. It could be Cody Rhodes. It could be anybody. Like, I'm a huge Cody Rhodes man. A title match should be the main event. But besides that, also, I just care less about this whole family. The Bloodline family, I literally would, like, oh my God, I'd celebrate if they disappeared from wrestling, dude. They are such a cancer. I cannot stand this whole freaking storyline with the Bloodline. The only person I like right now is Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa by himself is awesome. Also, I like the Tala Tonga and Tama Tonga, because they're not like the Bloodline. The Bloodline, the Roman Reigns, the Usos. I love Jacob Fatu, but he's now in this mix because I can't stand the stupid Bloodline storyline. It's so stupid. But they're like, oh, Solo Sikoa, get on your knees and all this stupid stuff. And it's just like, bro, this is not entertaining. And they're just yelling at him. Like, it's just like, like, this is not entertaining at all. And then here comes LA Knight. I'm like, thank God. Here comes LA Knight. LA Knight making a save. But before that, Jacob Fatu started to beat up Solo Sikoa, and Roman Reigns yells at him, stay in your corner. And you can see Jacob Fatu's getting pissed off because they reward Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso with, like, their own Ulafalas now. And Jacob Fatu's pissed at him. LA Knight comes down to the ring for the save, beats up the Usos. And then Jacob Fatu attacks LA Knight. And Roman Reigns yells at Jacob Fatu again and tells him to stay in his corner like he's a freaking dog or something. And then Roman Reigns goes to beat up LA Knight, and it backfires on Roman Reigns because LA Knight, Solo Sikoa stand tall. They beat up. Roman Reigns gets BFT'd by LA Knight. Solo Sikoa takes out the Usos, and Jacob Fatu just stands there and lets this happen because after the second time being yelled to stay in the corner, he stays in his corner. And LA Knight and Solo Sikoa stand tall. They take out Roman Reigns and the Usos, and I got this feeling that Jacob Fatu, we're getting close to Jacob Fatu getting out of this Bloodline because it's got to happen. Get him out of here because it's like Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns is the biggest cancer, in my personal opinion, to be around in wrestling because I feel like they've ruined Jacob Fatu's momentum. Like, they got to get him away from him. Solo Sikoa's best thing was when he got away from them. Like, these guys are cancers. Like, they don't help anybody in their career at all. But before LA Knight and Solo Sikoa stood tall, I almost forgot the big moment. Roman Reigns was like, oh, Solo Sikoa, Samoan spike LA Knight while the Usos are holding him just like this. And Solo's like saying, I'm sorry, like LA Knight. But he was saying sorry to Roman Reigns because he spikes Roman Reigns right in the freaking throat and takes out Roman Reigns. And then that's when LA Knight and Solo Sikoa stood tall. But overall, man, I don't know. I can't stand Monday Night Raw right now. SmackDown's actually been cooking for the past couple weeks. I'm loving watching AEW Dynamite. But Monday Night Raw is the worst weekly television show right now in professional wrestling. It's hot garbage. It's the same thing every week. It's Bloodline slop. And then it's Javon Evans just doing the same moves in every single match. The best thing going right now is Olafemi Brown Breaker. Otherwise, it's hot garbage. I cannot stand Liv Morgan and the girls in the Judgment Day. Cannot stand them. This show is just, besides really a couple things in this show, it was hot garbage. I'm going to give it just a 2.5 out of 5. It's a mediocre show. The best part was Chad Gable, Rey Mysterio. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell because we post every single day here on this YouTube channel. This is Jeremy Live, and I'll see you guys in the next one. JRW.